So, what am I going to do right now? I'm going to smudge. I'm going to smudge the kitchen. And so I've got a candle here. And, yeah, why am I doing this? Well, I mean, the kitchen, what can I say? Well, the sink. I tend to. Intuition can be pretty strong for me around water sometimes. I don't know if I want to say more, but um, it can be a significant place. So, and I was standing at the sink just now, and it was kind of like I was getting chills all up in my legs in a kind of way I don't know how to describe. But I talked about picking up on things through my ink. Where I have tattoos where if I get, and it's burning sometimes on it too. So itching, tickling, burning. If something's burning, I know that's pretty serious. All right, um, so yeah. So it's like, do I still have my body? I mean, I guess that I'm just really supposed to notice something right now. And I don't know how far I need to go with smudging. Do I need to go, into the area where the pantry is? Or do I want to just kind of stay? Do I want to stay over here and kind of smudge, where the beans were? I mean, I think I'm just going to stand here and do this. And I'm making some tea, and I think I need a little more of a flame. So yeah. So I know, I was picking up on what I knew that something like what happened in San Diego was gonna happen. I mean, I could feel it in my body, but I didn't know specifically what. To me, that felt like a school. All right, so I have been picking up on more of that. It didn't stop, and this happens sometimes, and again, I have different places on my body, ink, where I will feel, heat, itching, tickling, and things like that. Well, what happened, when I was in here a few minutes ago before I started the camera and all that, well, I was standing in front of the sink, but I just started feeling, it's like I'm just feeling way too much energy in my body. And do I think it could be like a natural thing, like an earthquake, a volcano, or something? Well, I mean, I had that dream about an old, I'm going to say friend, a month before, a lunar month before the flooding started in the mountains. And one of his professors or former professors wrote a paper about Hurricane Mitch. So there could be things like that too. But I feel like I'm still picking up on the potential for, to me, it feels like school gun violence. And I guess I'm just going to put it out there like that and not be afraid to talk about it outwardly like that. I've picked up on quite a few, I don't want to call them incidents, but, um, yeah, I mean, I've recently kind of made a list, and I don't really want to, what I would describe as left brain it, where I think about what in what ways did I pick up on it intuitively, because sometimes with Santa Clarita, it was Santa Clarita coming to mind repeatedly for a few days. Santa Clarita, I could not get Santa Clarita out of my head. With the Garlic Festival, and that was not a school, but it was a young person. It was garlic, garlic. When I would try to think Garfield's name, garlic, and it's like, all right, this is driving me crazy. Um, that was before. I mean, I had quite a bit of ink by then, but I had not started inking myself. Since then, I picked up on Winder on the Sunday before that Wednesday. Um, Uvalde the day before, I was seeing Lady Di when I was box breathing, and she's like a version of Our Lady to me. And um, has she shown up for me? Well, Our Lady, there was one morning I woke up and had a dream and was thinking about Prince Edward Island, and I haven't been there before, and so Prince Edward Island and my Our Lady tattoo was itching while I was sweeping, and I think there might have been another tattoo or two itching or hot or something like that. And I looked online, and there had been a lockdown at a school, a high school on Prince Edward Island. What they said was a replica of a gun. there are other examples. When the Catholic school, when that was going on there, I woke up and I was feeling, it's like I know that there's going to be something. Well, it had either already happened or it was going on, and maybe people were not sure that it was over, but I knew there was something going to be after that. Then there was what happened to Evergreen. So, I think there are other examples, but I have two graduate degrees in education. My second graduate degree in education was to teach ESL, to protect children and families. All right, um, and I was not hired as anything other than a substitute. Started doing clairvoyant readings for 6 years. So, yeah, when I'm picking up on these things, and so with its weird dizziness and all this stuff, it's like, all right, that could be a few different things, empathy and all, but I feel like I'm still getting signals as far as the other, I'm getting some pain in a place where I get itching, heat, pain, you know, I'm getting some deep pain in that area. And yeah, so how do we prevent these things from happening? Because I mean, we forget as adults what it's like to be a teenager. We don't speak quite the same language. And that goes for young adults too. I mean, teenagers, young adults. I mean, I have talked about before when that my body just having basically like a something like fibro after a child was shot and killed at the school where I had taught middle school over 15 years before, and I'm starting to get a little bit of head pain. I mean, these things affect some of us are affected physically. We're affected by harm people are put through because we're human, and humans are we're naturally caring. Are we naturally brutal? I mean, I don't really think so. I think people learn to be. And how do you help people learn not to be when they have learned to be? How do you help, I mean, when these things happen, it just keeps on and on, and I really think the internet has a lot to do with it. We have to use the internet, this nuclear infrastructure for good things. So anyway, yeah, smudging in the kitchen. I really, all right, smudging my body some, and I guess I just feel like I need to talk about this because yeah, is my health perfect? Well, probably not. But I don't think my health is completely bad. So this spins and this dizziness and stuff like that, it's like, that's gotta be empathy. That is real strange the way it is. We're on the black eyed peas and um and 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 then coming back in here and it's like, do I even have my body anymore? My body is being like, real, well, sensitive is the word that comes to mind. And, well, animals are like that. Animals pick up on plenty. And, yeah, well, I mean, I'm not treated like a human. Oh, yeah, I think I've got some tea bags already. I'm not treated like a human. So, yeah, um, anyway, so just a few words. I hope people are being nice to you. If anyone who's listening, and people who aren't, I hope people are being nice to you. People better be nice to you. And if people aren't being nice to you, I hope you can send them some kind of whammy. Because I think it's okay to feel that way. When people ain't being nice, when people ain't being nice, I mean, not harm, but just a reminder, not feeling well sick. Just a reminder. Some kind of reminder. And with regard to stopping and preventing gun violence, well, yeah, I mean, there are people who are working really hard to prevent it, but there are probably, and I don't know what schools are even still open. They're a summer school, but and also there are teachers probably doing the after the school year thing. At any one time there are probably thousands of kids just right on that edge. And again, why am I sensitive to these things? Well, I mean, did I want to work with kids? No, I'm the oldest of 5, 6, counting my stepbrother. Did I? I just wanted my own life. Well, I do care about people, and yeah, and it reigns many lives when something terrible happens. Harms it harms everyone. So yeah, I know that we can use these military grade devices on nuclear infrastructure to to do good things. Plenty of people are doing good things. All right. And yeah, so anyhow, yeah, just a few words, and if you needed some smudge, I hope you got some, and I hope the air is clear around you.